are or are not able to do. But Burna Boy has been having a tiff, TIFF, a tiff with Darling's Speed Darlington. Get a copy of the paper, read the stories, understand the news in there, and then you can react from an informed perspective. Okay, Nigerians killed regularly in South Africa without justice. Community president is saying, yeah, when you transit, or the popular word is jakpa, when you move to a new environment, behave as the Romans do. So you are able to stay out of trouble. Read that story. Okay. Another story here. Secondary explosion, not airstrike, killed Sokoto villagers. That's another angle to this story. Okay. Get a copy of the paper, as I insist. Sort the stories, understand the language, and then you can react. 2 suspected drug dealers nabbed in Cross River. Okay. Prior to now, Cross River, like Akwa Ibom, that part of the country was spared frightening headlines like this. But again, we're told that the anti-cultism squad of the Nigeria police in Cross River State Command has apprehended 2 suspected drug dealers at Old Market Road. That's somewhere in Ugep town. That's Ugep is in the Yako local government area of the state. So what's the story about? You'll find out. Police hunt gunmen for killing Anambra Catholic priest. When you commit a crime, you must stay and defend the commitment. Running away is not just infuriating the authorities, it's adding more salt upon injury. So police hunt gunmen for killing Anambra Catholic priest. How about this? Lagos mechanic caught in Ogun dismantling car for sale. I hear that at a time like this, a lot of folks want to make money. But making money in itself is not bad. Making it the right way is the way to go. All right? Okay, from the Punch, let's move to the Vanguard. The Vanguard leads with this one. Nigeria in 2025, deepening poverty inescapable. That sounds prophetic. Again, a headline like this would serve as a means of gingering government. The new year is less than 4 or 5 days from now. So government would be better able to see ahead. We're told government exists for the benefit of the citizens and not the other way around. Okay. Explosion from terrorist materials killed Sokoto villagers, not airstrikes. Now you are having a new insight into this story. Swartworthy papers are saying from different angles. This is the way the Vanguard sees this story. Okay. 2024 End of Year Tragedies by Francis Ewerido. You know Francis, who he is. it's common to assume that avoidable tragedies are caused because the year is running to an end. There's no hard and fast rule about this. If you're a driver, if you're a commuter, you keep your side of the bargain, and then you keep tragedies away. Another story. Hear this one. Niger's claim of destabilization. We refused England. We refused England. We can't allow France. This is Nigeria's National Security Advisor speaking. Niger is claiming destabilization. Of course, you would have been familiar with the story. Niger claims Nigeria is responsible for the destabilization in its place. But the National Security Advisor is telling us something new. All right. Wike reveals shocking details about Secondus and Fubara's relationship. The unfolding scenario in River State is something you take in your stride, you know. So the FCT minister is telling you and I that both Secondus and Fubara have a relationship not particularly clear to the public. You should know, and they should know. Okay. More stories from the Vanguard newspaper. My purported impeachment unknown to Constitution. Edo local government chair. Of course, we are familiar with the story in Edo State, where the new helmsman, Governor Okpebholo, superintended the suspension of local government chairmen. A court has come out to say it is wrong. The Attorney General himself is scandalized by this. So one of the 18 governments so impeached is reacting. How about this? APC will struggle to secure 15,000 votes in Kano. That's Kwankwaso. Well, it's serving a serious notice to the ruling party ahead of the 2027 election, which is some 2 years away from now. I kicked out Secondus as PDP chairman because of Fubara. This is again Minister Wike saying. So you are getting more insights into this story. Okay. Coast clear for Ude Okoye to replace Anyanwu as PDP National Secretary. A major opposition party, the PDP, cannot afford any more slips at this time. And of course, the infighting there is taking a new dimension. All right. Nigeria Customs Service begins 2025 recruitment. Are you angling for a career in the Customs Service? Customs and Excise Service? The recruitment exercise, the recruitment into the service for the year 2025 appears to be in the offing. Get a copy of the Vanguard. Swat that story. Know what to do from here. Okay, Lagos Imam to President Tinubu, you haven't disappointed us. We see righteousness, fairness, in you. That's from the Imam. Obviously, the Imam couldn't be speaking for Lagosians. Okay? It is said you are entitled to your opinion, but not to your facts. All right. Very dark man comes under fire after claiming 180 million naira stolen from his NGO account. That's a howler, if you ask me. To lose 180 million naira in an account these days is never a tea party. Very dark man is sharing that. Okay. Compensate families of those involved in stampede. Falana is telling federal government. What stampede will that be? You have the opportunity of finding out. Okay. Kano shuts tomatoes market over prostitution and adultery. This is the season for tomatoes. And so if a market for tomatoes is shut over prostitution and adultery, you want to tear the bag, as they say. Okay. 14 individuals have been arrested in this connection, and they are confirmed to be HIV positive, with 10 of them not aware of their status. Adeleke pardons boy convicted for stealing chicken and 52 others. This is the season of peace to all men. That's the message of Christmas. Okay, let's move to the Daily Post. The Daily Post has many stories to share, but again, the explosion in Sokoto airstrike, Sokoto State, I should say, is here, leads the pack. Secondary explosion caused deaths in Sokoto airstrikes, not the strikes themselves. 190 domestic flights cancelled in 2 months, Nigerian government reveals. Air travel has even if becoming, out, not particularly affordable, air travel has become a nightmare in the last few weeks. And so the government is saying in 2 months, 190 domestic flights were cancelled. And you must have heard, when these flights are cancelled, nothing is done to bring succor to passengers. And this is not fair in a 21st century Nigeria. Okay. Nigerian government summons airline CEOs over flight delays and cancellations. That's another story in the Daily Post this morning. Look it up and get informed. Lakurawa, Niger President Chiani's claim against Tinubu, baseless. This is from Senator Shehu Sani. Okay? Recall Niger Republic had claimed Nigeria was responsible for the restlessness in its country. But Senator Shehu Sani is saying this is wrong. South Korean lawmakers impeach acting President Han Duck-sun. The story from South Korea is not palatable since December 3rd, when the president, who was the original president, who has been impeached, declared martial law. Okay. Some more stories in Daily Post. Nigeria-France relationship strictly economic. NSA Ribadu responds to Niger junta's allegations. Compensate families of those who died in stampede. Falona to federal government. Okay. The story oozing out of Abia is this. Governor Oti signs 750 billion naira budget for 2025. Interesting. Okay. NCC grants MTN approval to disconnect exchange over debt. Bauchi Governor Mohammed signs 467 billion naira 2025 appropriation bill into law. So this is the season of budgets ahead of the new year. Okay. Northern governors commiserate with Namadi over mother and son's deaths. We are familiar with the story. So our hearts will go out to Namadi's family. May he have the fortitude to bear the losses which are irreparable. Samuel Ogbemodia's daughter, Ege, impeached as Ego council chairman. Of course, now you know that the impeachment saga in Edo State was going to touch people you never would have imagined before. Take your time from us quickly. 20 minutes past 7 in the city of Lagos. And on the Voice of the People radio, this is newspaper headliners with yours sincerely, Citizen Jones. Okay. No regret for supporting Tinubu. This is Minister Wike saying. 2027. Doyin Okupe, you know him, explains why Atiku can't be president. Of course, I know that it is not a politician to decide that. The electors, the Nigerian voters, would have the final say here. Now, so much about the Daily Post. Let's transit to the Daily Sun. The Daily Sun leads with this. 2025, tasks before Tinubu. Of course, the tasks are many, principal among which is to make life a lot less unbearable for Nigerians. I'm sure he knows this himself. So he has no choice but set in motion things that will bring this to be. Mr. President is not just the number one citizen and commander-in-chief, is the ship captain. Okay? There can't be two captains on a ship. So as team captain, he knows what to do. All right. Alaja Sinoto Ojikutu, a veteran politician. We need to start questioning how some Nigerians suddenly acquire wealth. This is seen through her eyes, and I'd rather you got a copy of The Sun for these stories before you draw your conclusion. We're told that troops neutralize bandits Kingpin and others in Zamfara state. Is cheering news at a time like this. When Christmas is in the air, a lot of bad boys think they must ply their trade. Of course, they must be stopped. Okay, man begs court for divorce, claims wife destroyed appliances in rage. Ah, man begs court for divorce, claims wife destroys appliances in rage. When a story like this comes up, I'm reminded of the story involving the great American actor-director Clint Eastwood. Clint attended a marriage workshop, and the lecturer spoke about marriages being made in heaven. Clint retorted, yes, marriages may have been made in heaven, but do you recall that thunder and lightning were also made in heaven? Does that send a story to you? Okay, while we are putting Akokwa on global stage, Lady Mariah Iheonu, founder, Akokwa Digital Ladies. What is this group all about? You have the opportunity of finding out. Okay. My husband doesn't discuss politics with me. Fashola's wife, of course, you know who the Fashola we are talking about. Former governor, former minister. The wife says he doesn't discuss politics with her. There might be wisdom in it, but perhaps you have a little something against it. You find out by reading the story. Okay. NEC gives Edo government police 14 days ultimatum to vacate NLC secretariat. A lot of people seem to forget that the nickname for Edo State is Heartbeat of the Nation. The authors of this thing, had a reason for saying so. So nothing must be wrong with a heartbeat. Otherwise, the nation suffers for this. So what's the story about Edo government occupying NLC secretariat in Edo State? You find out. Okay, from the Sun, we move now to the Nigerian Tribune. The Nigerian Tribune leads with Rivers has most appointees in Tinubu's government. Wike fires back at critics. Oh, very interesting. Yeah. Yuletide, mass arrest of armed robbers and cultists across states. And why not? And why not? Okay. Osun ex-deputy governor Clement Hastrop emerges new Owa Obokun of Ijesha land. Yeah, they talk about traditional stools across the country. Has been an intense one over time. But if the kingmakers think a former deputy governor, obviously a politician, should claim this, sit on the new stool or sit on the stool, why not? Okay, Tinubu will never cede Nigeria's territory to France. This is the presidency reacting. Okay, was there any talk about ceding any part of our land, the Nigerian country, to to France? How about this? PDP faces fresh turmoil over national secretary dispute. Well, political parties have a reason for doing most of the things they do. Some of the things they do boggle the mind. But in any country, an opposition party is desirable just to keep the ruling party keep the ruling party on its toes. Okay. So if the PDP has an intra-party crisis, this is the time to begin to tackle them. Or crises, this is the time to begin to tackle them. Just so they come to terms with the political situation before the next election. All right. Betty Akeredolu's discourteous treatment of Governor Ayedatiwa. Perhaps you've heard the situation in the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu's Ondo State. The wife had said she was not disposed to a particular event meant to honor the late husband. Well, buy a copy of the Tribune, saw the story. Okay then. Fire raises one-story building in Ibadan. Is a country of conspiracy theorists, and so the theories will keep flying here and there. NSA Ribadu refutes Niger's terrorism allegations against Nigeria. We talked about that earlier on. So we're expanding the scope. All right. From the Tribune, we move to the Nation newspaper. Is Nigerian state failing? Mixed reactions, we are told, have trailed President Olusegun Obasanjo's remarks that Nigeria was becoming a failed state. Okay. That's bound to generate a lot of commentary across the land. Monarchs group want governorship seats shift to Kwara North in 2027. Is anybody surprised that the turn-by-turn thing has crept into our body politic? It's becoming the norm. Is this good for democracy? Okay. Nigeria's leadership commitment to propel ECOWAS into a new era. Next year, ECOWAS would have been 50 years old, having been founded in 1975 by General Yakubu Gowon and late General Eyadema of Togo. So close to 50 years of being. How do you rate ECOWAS, the sub-regional hub, which was which was established to improve living and doing business in this sub-region? All right. Buhari condoles Jigawa governor over double tragedy. We talked about it earlier on. Okay. Some more stories in the Nation. Abiru urges Lagos APC to remain united. Senator Mikhail Abiru is charging the ruling party in the state to remain united. He must know why. You deserve to know why. Get a copy of the Nation newspaper. Oyebanji assures of better equity. Why not? The state can do with a better state of things. I think it can. Okay. Justice Forum begins mobilization for future polls. The process in my country is so agitated. Yeah. The electoral umpire, INEC, seems to be the whipping boy. So, Justice Forum is the foremost caucus in the All Progressives Congress in Lagos State, has began mobilization for future polls in the Center of Excellence. This is pushed by James Faleke, a top flight politician. Okay. Ogunlewe, my greatest influence in politics, Dad, Tinubu, and others. Moyoshori Adedoyin Ogunlewe is the chairman of the Koshofe local government area of Lagos State and the scion of Senator Adesheye Ogunlewe. Okay. Says his greatest influence in politics would be his father, Senator Ogunlewe, and the president. I'm sure he knows why. Now to the Guardian newspaper. Before then, take your time from us again. It's 25 minutes to 8 in the city of Lagos, and the newspaper headliners are still taking the airtime. The Guardian now, focus on governance. Focus on governance, not politicking in 2025, Nigerian-style politicians. And rightly so. Yeah. It is natural for politicians to politic at a time like this, but emphasis should shift more on governance. I wonder if you remember that a former governor of New York in America, Marco Rubio, it was he who said politicians would campaign in poetry and govern in prose. While I admit that both poetry and prose are two distinct forms of writing, in politics, you say what you mean and mean what you say. That's the message. Okay. A memorable day with Wole Soyinka. Obviously, spending time with the Nobel laureate would open new vistas for anybody. So I'm looking for an opportunity. Okay. Nigeria's 2 million barrels per day oil production target under threat. This is the central bank telling us. Nigeria had targeted 2 million barrels per day oil production. You know, the CBN is telling us that is also under threat. Okay. Interrogating Nigeria, Africa's chance to improve oil exploration and revenue. Yes, why not? Isn't it curious that we had, over time, been the number one producer of crude and number one producer in Africa and number 5 or number 6 in the whole world. But we dropped the ball somewhere, and today Angola has overtaken us. So we must interrogate that, you know. Civilian casualties in Sokoto terrorists raid, needless tragedy. Defense headquarters is telling us, yes, the tragedy is avoidable, and this is why we ask more from the defense headquarters. Okay. Tinubu is my man of the decade. I don't know who the author is, you know, who is this credited to. If you pick The Guardian, you are better able to determine this. Okay. FG, firm collaborate to boost Nigeria's livestock sector. I hope this ends the header farmer conflict once and for all time. Troops neutralize terrorist kingpin Alhaji Meoli in Zamfara. Sharing news. Some more of them are still amongst us. If we neutralize them, it will be a plus for our country, more so in 2025 and beyond. 18.3 million out-of-school children. Federal government earmarks 50 billion to address challenge. For once, we are getting there. 18.3 million out-of-school children amongst us. Do we know what we are preparing for tomorrow? Have you heard this? Police must be held responsible for stampedes in Ibadan, Abuja, Okija, according to Falana. Okay? I would have thought it's a two-way street, you know. If the organizers had paid more attention to safety concerns, perhaps many of these stampedes would have been avoided. 9 states in attendance as Calabar Cultural Carnival kicks off. Of course, Calabar elected to make the state a tourism hub, and this started in the Governor Donald, time. And so 9 states out of 36, we could do more if you ask me. Yeah. Tinubu condoles India over passing of former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. Yeah, the former statesman passed in the last 2 days. Our heart would go to the family of politician. Let's try another paper. We have this day here. Leads with this. Lieutenant General Oluyede assumes command of Nigerian Army. Okay? Even as late Chief of Army Staff, Lagbaja is laid to rest. That's in the This Day Today. Other stories. Ribadu, no foreign military base in Nigeria. We even refused U.S. requests. Okay, now you are becoming aware. Some more stories from this day. Nigeria explores stronger economic ties with Saudi Arabia. Yeah, and why not? Abia's 2025 appropriation bill into law says its push for infrastructure development. That's key, especially at a time like this. Okay? Some more news about politics. Ibori, builder of modern Delta. Not many people would agree with this headline, but you must understand that to appreciate the import of this, you read the story first. All right. Adeleke, that's Oshun now, approves Hastrop as the new Owa Obokun. As prosecutor, not persecutor in Bello's trial. Get that right. EFCC as prosecutor, not persecutor in Bello's trial. The unfolding scenario between the EFCC and the immediate past governor of Kogi State is an interesting one. Well, dividing opinion as usual in the last but not least story in this morning. All right, Muftwang, security has improved considerably in Plateau. If the governor is saying this, he must have a reason for doing so. So how do you react to this? All right, folks, that will just about do it for the papers this morning. 7:45. It's now time for you to react. Which story or stories caught your fancy? How do you react to it or to them? Take advantage now. 0700 903 903 903. So let's go there. Zero 700 903 903 903.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, citizen. Good morning. Happy Christmas.
May God bless your Christmas days, yeah, and beyond. Yeah, same to you. Welcome.
Citizen, I am number one fan. Celebrate Christmas for me.
Okay.
I'm Mr. Ben calling from Eva.
Ben, welcome. Take your 60 seconds. Let's go.
All right. Citizen, I did that. These people that we are hitting Sokoto, remember that this Talakowa we are talking about are foreign terrorists. They are jihadists that have evil mission in Nigeria. And these villagers accommodate them. Okay, look at now in the southeast now, people will come with Sienna and kill soldiers. The military will enter village and be destroying houses, burning houses. Nobody will talk. Nobody will say these people, they are in the midst of terrorists in the village. They are sleeping with them. They sleep with them, eat with them, work with them. Now, bullet hit them or bomb will hit them. And everybody now, they're saying they will probe. They will also go to the southeast and probe all the buildings they destroy in the southeast. Because these people are extremists. They are sympathizers of terrorists. So I commend the military.
Okay.
Thank you, God.
Thank you very much. 60 seconds on the dot, yeah. Okay, take your turn. 0700 903 903 903. Which story or stories caught your fancy? Let's go there. Interesting times. But there are also times that try men's souls, you know. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yeah, but please keep your radio. Keep your radio out of it, please.
Compliment of the season.
Same to you. Welcome.
Stephen Joe, are you hearing me?
I am. Go on.
Yes. I'm going on the road. How you make your money? Tinubu says you cannot rob anybody.
Tinubu says what?
Tragedy. I said Tinubu says you cannot rob anybody. And it's a highly
what story? Hold on. What story in the first place? What story are you reacting to? Because I didn't share a story like that.
How you make your money? probe how you make your money.
That's a
Is it not
story.
what you
Hold
said?
on. Alaja Sinotu Ojikutu said it. Have you read the story? Do you understand what the story is all about?
But you said probe how you make your money
I didn't.
in Nigeria. Is it not what you read there?
Yes, I did, but it is not credited to President Tinubu, but to a former deputy governor here. So,
Okay, forgive me for that one.
you are forgiven.
No,
Thank you. Thank
I
you.
think
60 seconds are up.
I
So
think-
I'm sorry. 60 seconds are up. Take your time. Determine how you want to react to what story you want to react to. Yeah, the line is free now. 0700 903 903 903. Don't invent your news. Let's deal with the ones we have. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
I greet you.
Yeah, citizen, compliment of the citizen.
Same to you, sir.
Yeah, my name is Peter Monse from Shomodo.
Okay then.
Now, 18 million out of school children in Nigeria, and then the possibility of having 2 million barrels of oil is not sure. And then a reverend father was killed in the Saudis. That's insecurity. And then the bombing of, see, I can enumerate them, then I will add up to what is lacking today in Nigeria that Angola is taking over from Nigeria. And then I can summarize it to mean that definitely Nigeria is becoming a failed state. Because a country that cannot boast of airlines, cannot boast of a functioning refinery, cannot boast of red line to cover the whole country, then that country is becoming a failed state. Very unfortunate that APC has brought us to this level, that we are not just only poverty capital of the world, we have become a failed state that junior country have taken over from us.
Thank you.
Citizens, that's not a good story to end 2024.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you too. 60 seconds on the dot. Take your turn. 0700 903 903 903. Well, Mr. Omonsek must realize it has taken us 64 years to get to this stage. It's a choice we made, and we must do something about it. Hello, good morning to you. Merry Christmas.
Good morning, Citizen Jones.
I greet you.
Compliments of the season.
Same to
Happy
you.
New Year in advance.
Thank you.
My name is Peter People. I'm calling from Apart Benecotin.
Yes, sir.
The intention to establish presidency base in Nigeria is a propaganda, as far as I'm concerned, it's a propaganda and blackmail by the Nigerian junta, the Nigerian head of state, against the present government of Bola Tinubu. He's also using it to sort of, use rule and divide tactics by the Northerners in Nigeria against the South. Because he believes that the Northerners are support of the Nigerian government. So he's using it to, flag the effort of Bola Tinubu in 2027 election, but it will not work. Then, as for also to reduce APC votes, it's 1.7 by 15,000 votes. I think it's grabbing. In fact, it's going to increase it without saying it. And for Bola to say that people do not contest in 2027 election is a democratic office. Instead, we should be thinking of.
Thank you,
how
brother
to say
Sifo.
that
60 seconds are up. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That's how to do it. Osifo was leafing from one story to another. You can connect the stories together. You can. You have 60 seconds to do so in. 0700 903 903 903. The line is free now. Take advantage. Let's go there. All right. Hello. Let's go there. We have room for one more call. Call. Let's. apply the brakes here, but not before thanking you for your time and for your concern. Okay, one last call, not the least one. Good morning to you.
Good morning. This is a
Okay then.
I don't want to contribute because what I see in this country, I don't think we have a good government.
You don't think we do what?
I don't think we have good government. All this government that we have, they are very wicked. They are very wicked.
What story or stories are you reacting to?
Well, what I'm reacting to is the bomb plan. The way they are killing people in Nigeria is very unfair. So if they see people, they will say it's mistake. How would they just be killing people and say that they are mistake? I don't think it's supposed to be like that. We don't do that in Europe or in the US. We see people's life. We don't know the kind of government we have.
Thank you.
I think they are satanic.
Okay. All right, folks, that will just about do it for newspaper headliners this Saturday. We want to thank you again, even as we wish you a very Merry Christmas. Good morning. Our next show is 5 minutes away.
From the views on the streets,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city, the loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lodge.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and pressure for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
A radio station is supposed to inform.
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique, that is women, black women.
Educate.
So what you need to do now is go to www.
And also entertain you.
Check your systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM, we give you a voice.
It's about that time for this conversation.
We want to know what the public has to say.
Your voice.
Fuel subsidies removed.
My voice. Our voices must be heard.
Problem here, as long as I'm concerned, it's not helping the society because
the way things are going now, everything has gone up.
For current news and daily updates, trends and vibes, vital information and more, tune in daily to the best radio station. VOP, Voice of the People, 90.3 FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice. Speak up.
radio station is supposed to inform,
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique, that is women, black women.
educate,
So what you need to do now is go to www.
and also entertain you.
Check your systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM, we give you a voice. A radio station is supposed to inform,
Recently, that people are getting to know about themselves, about their physique, that is women, black women.
educate,
So what you need to do now is go to www.
and also entertain you.
Check your systems are offline.
Number one for today's hits and all-time favorites.
This is Voice of the People. But wait a minute. When it's time to speak your mind, where do you go? Don't go too far. Here at Voice of the People Radio, VOP 90.3 FM.
This 28th day of December, 2024. This is Citizen Jones this morning. What we do is simple. Interrogate issues that get thrown up by my country, your country. Today we're looking at major takeaways from the first ever presidential chat given by President Bola Tinubu sometime last week. Okay, but you know, presidential chats have become ritualistic worldwide. It gives a sitting president the opportunity of aggregating his gains or otherwise after a moment in the country's history. I recall that in the Buhari days, presidential chats were not up to 10 for 1 kobo, and Nigerians thought he was not willing to talk to us. But Bola Tinubu has fielded questions from senior journalists picked from across the media hub in my country. And one of them said questions were not given to them in advance. That, for me, speaks volumes. But let's introduce one of my analysts this morning. He's professionally a teacher, and if you ask me, he's a good governance advocate, what you know as an activist. Francis Onobe. Francis, Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas, Easton Jones. It's Franklin, actually.
Franklin, what,
yes.
What did I say?
Francis.
Remove the C, put the K.
No problem. I won't go to court. Merry Christmas, Nigerians, and I hope that everyone listening to us, both home and abroad, had a Merry Christmas, actually.
Yeah. It could have been merrier.
Could have been
Still.
merrier. It's becoming more and more obvious that the term or the cliche Merry Christmas is no longer common in Nigeria. It has become a wish, it has become a prayer, it has become a prophecy.
Yeah, it seems to have lost its relevance.
Because a lot of people will say a lot of things, what is there to be merry about? So when people say Merry Christmas, like we usually do and just take it for granted, in Nigeria, it has become something to be desired. So especially when we remember, the stampedes, when we remember, for instance, the Christmas Day bombing, all of those things would make people wish if there was really something to be merry about. So we are here again to do the Lord's work, as you say, for God and country.
Yeah.
And I hope that our conversations this morning will enlighten and educate Nigerians. Again, we are giving our opinion. We are not the authorities of these things. We don't make the news.
Yeah.
We just give our
Franklin, so there are 8 major takeaways from the media chart.
So I learned, yes.
So for instance, how do you react to the president's attitude towards the size of his government?
Okay, so
he said he was not going to do anything.
He was not going to. In fact, at some point, I think towards the middle of the year, we began to hear feelers that the president was going to tinker with his cabinet. And what we saw eventually was plus and minus. So he took away some, maybe about 2 or 3, and added another 5. So that left Nigerians bewildered.
Yeah.
We thought that the size of government was something that everybody was concerned about, especially with this administration. When we talk about reducing the cost of governance, one of the areas that most people point finger at is the size of the cabinet of the president. And we all know how that works. All of them coming with their extra codes, coming with their own PAs, SSAs, and all of those things, convoys upon convoys for each ministers. And so we thought that a sizable numbers. There's nothing that says that the president cannot work with 36 or 37 ministers, which is what the Constitution recommended.
Yeah. So, in addition to 6 ministers from the 6
geopolitical zones.
If you add 6 to 36, how many you get?
That's 42. But again, I don't think the Constitution says that we should take extra 6 from the 6 geopolitical zone. Once you have picked from each state, you are good to go. So, but these presidents, especially in this Fourth Republic, they always find the opportunity to, settle the boys. That is what ministerial appointment has become. When people work for you, you look for appointments to give to them, so that, especially if you are gunning for a second term, so it gives you the opportunity to kill one stone with 2 birds, settle the boys, and then prepare for the next election.
Yeah, they say in your first term, pretend like say second term, no day. Do the work where you want to. Nigerians go see.
That is not our experience in Nigeria.
Yeah.
So when the president picks his cabinet, he's picking foot soldiers, he's picking lieutenants that can help him in the next. And when we even look at this current reshuffling, as with other ones in the past, the whole idea, from those who study politics, who know what the president simply did were to lay off those who they consider the lightweights and bring in those who can make inroads into states and then help him win the next election. So even though the president himself has not said anything about 2027, his body language, his actions, his permutations on the chessboard is pointing towards that.
Franklin, my country, your country is that of conspiracy theorists.
Exactly.
And theories.
Yes.
They will come.
They will come. So for the size of government, the president has said he is okay. In fact, like you mentioned, he dared the senior journalists in the chart to mention one minister that is not performing. And I was surprised that the same senior journalists who daily on their shows have butchered several ministers could not mention one that is not performing. That, again, has left us disappointed.
Frankly, make I tell you a little story. In my days back in secondary school, the teacher came in my class 5, actually, and asked, how many parts of speech are there in English? Some they mentioned 12, 13. One student even mentioned 30. I mentioned 12 because I don't know, frankly. And when he asked one of us, how many did you say there were? The boy, I remember, said 16. Mention one. No, we know if it mentioned anyone.
So
he punished everybody. So when he started noun, pronoun, adverb, I said,
and we knew what it was. But so maybe at that time they all became they caught stage fright, or they had brain freeze or whatever.
Okay. Something happened.
Something happened. So, but like you mentioned in your prologue, one of them had come out to say that no questions were given to them in advance.
In advance.
We want to believe them, but again, for me, I'm speaking for myself.
No, Ruben Abati cannot throw words like that.
Yes, but again, the same Ruben Abati could not mention one minister.
Maybe he forgot.
Okay. He could have phoned a friend. Maybe he could have phoned Rufai to tell him
Then for us,
quickly,
is that your final?
is that your final answer? So because we always talk about these things on daily shows, and yet we could not tell the president. That was an opportunity to give an honest feedback to the president and say this one,
Frankly,
this one.
let me make this an interactive session. Dear listener, if you feel up to raising issues or joining issues, why not? 0700 903 903 9203. Let me get to see what you agree with or disagree with. Yeah, so the size of the government.
Yes, so that's one issue.
So the president said he had no regrets removing subsidy.
Yes, that is classic.
Sorry, I have a listener here. Good morning. Merry Christmas to you.
Stephen Jones.
I greet you, sir.
Yes, under the speech, I think what worries me is when I hear I cannot probe anybody. It's a highly strategy. I mean,
you know, make we do something like me and you don't go school, so we they talk about we are taking them step by step. There are 8 major this thing. The first one is the president say the size of the cabinet. In they happy with them.
Okay. Okay. The size of the cabinet, I think there is slight spending. There is a high flight spending on the cabinet.
No, sorry. Do you, as we dey talk, you know your minister, from your state.
Okay. Is this not Joseph?
Are you asking me?
Is a senator.
Are you asking me or telling me? If you know, say you know. No, nobody go quarrel.
Okay, you can tell me, Stephen Jones. You can.
Which is your state? Which is your state?
Abia State.
All right.
Abia State.
We will find out. Go on.
Okay. The second one is Nigeria is too large to feed them. Nigeria is not too large. America is larger than Nigeria, but they are feeding themselves. It's a sign of failure.
I not like the way they go. We they talk step by step, but you won't jump. Thank you. Make you. Thank you. Just listen. Yeah. So
are we moving to the second issue?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I have no regret removing subsidy.
So like I was saying earlier, that is classic.
Franklin, subsidy was like
a major issue.
You know, your 14-year-old boy kicking a can down a street
exactly. noisily.
While you go quarrel, some go they clap for him.
So on subsidy, let's put the issues on the table. It was a major campaign issues during the last election.
And all the major candidates.
Except one. We had almost a 4-horse race during the last presidential election.
Yeah.
Except the NNPP candidates. The other 3 major mentioned that they were going to take out subsidy, but none of them said how. or when. And now the president who eventually...
Make I ask you, I know I see your cap, wisdom cap here. If they remove subsidy by other means, we for day for mess.
We should. And I think there's no way subsidy would go that we will not be where we are. So the point here is, if we had allowed Jonathan to do it, and by we, I mean both Nigerians, politicians, all of us all together.
Franklin, a listener has joined us. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Stephen Jones.
Merry Christmas to you. Yeah.
I wish you the same. Patrick is calling from Okota.
All right, Pat.
That the president last first and ever media chat, we call it. And in all of it, I don't see the aspect that actually makes sense all through the...
No, but we did take bit by bit. You mean say you are not listening to me? make you do me a favor. Just listen to the radio. Thank you. Yeah.
Yes. So subsidy should have gone in 2012, but many Nigerians, including opposition, everybody kicked against it.
Yeah.
And we said it should stay. Fast forward till date, we now thought that it is no longer viable for Nigeria to continue to borrow money and pay subsidy that was not really subsidizing petroleum, was rather subsidizing for other countries. And all the major political candidates said it should go. Now it has gone, and we are crying, which is normal. When something is painful, we should say it's painful.
Yeah.
But how long will that pain subsist? That is what Nigerians would love to hear from the president, categorically, or 2 years.
Yeah. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, Citizen Joe. The same to you and a prosperous New Year. My name is Leo, Prince Leo, calling you from Isolo.
All right, Leo.
Yeah, what a good topic you are handling this morning. Now, my take is on this subsidy removal. Before the campaign and after the campaign, the three major candidates actually believe,
go on.
The three major candidates believe, in fact, most senile Nigerians believe that removal of subsidy was the key thing, because it was taking us to nowhere. But some candidates told us how they were going to remove the subsidy. I remember especially gradually, not in well-placed way. That's just what I wanted to correct, because it won't be fair to say that everybody would have removed the subsidy and would have plunged ourselves into the
next. Make I ask you, I'm not, are you there?
Yeah.
I'm not an economist. I'm not an economist. Maybe you are. Franklin is not. But if they remove him any one way, he go get.
Will fuel price have gone up?
Do you think?
See, yeah, I will tell you, there's a better approach to it that Nigerians won't feel the heat they are currently feeling. Subsidy is gone. There was no preparation. There was no palliative.
No, you know here waiting at talk. Okay. All right, thank you. But keep listening. All right.
So I think what most Nigerians do not understand is the concept of subsidy. What subsidy is the price that the government is paying to keep a product at a certain amount. And that is one of the things that President Tinubu said in his media chat, that he doesn't believe in price control. That is what subsidy does. It helps the government to control the price of a product. So if, for instance, they say telephones or mobile phones are 20 naira, the president or the government pays 10 naira and Nigerians pay the remaining 10 naira difference. So it doesn't matter how or when you remove it. What it means is that price control is removed. The price will then go up. That amount that government is putting to keep the price at a certain amount is what the government will take away. Diction is, it seems like like I said before on this show, we have two countries. There's the country that the politicians belong to and the countries that the hoi polloi belong to. Whereas Nigeria is making more money,
Franklin,
you and I are not feeling them.
Franklin, you remember Engels and Karl Marx. They talked about the class war.
Exactly.
The class war will
keep going.
Till Christ
so
return.
Whereas the country is making
today.
It's okay, even if I'm not
today.
It's okay, even if I'm not one of those persons who bother so much about
and a Christmas fan.
This Christmas.
But you enjoy the presidential chat. The presidential chat, we talked about the size of government. The president, you know your minister.
Delta. Kiamo.
Okay.
Popular one.
Minister, yeah.
So
all right,
in my state, I don't even know the one that is from my state.
Otherwise, if I go court, yeah.
But these appointments are neither here or there for the ordinary citizens of those states, anyway.
Exactly.
They are just compensation for political party loyalists. If Kiamo is there today, there's no positive impact on the people of Delta. If it's as good as it's not there.
Okay. Former Governor Wike says he has no regret working for him.
I think, these days people make me to sound as if they want to force me to be sounding like Wike is somebody I love. I've never liked his style of politics, but that does not mean I have to criticize him unnecessarily. The point is that he played his match politics. Something happened in the political atmosphere.
All right, we don't pass that one quickly.
Good.
Let's look at the removal of subsidy. The president says no regret.
Yes, you know, as a leader, as a political leader, and now like a father to the nation, it's not every truth or facts that you must say. The sincerity in certain statements, they should come from certain leaders. The removal of subsidy. Let me start by saying that at the time, almost all of us agreed that subsidy should go.
Yeah.
That was why even when the PIA bill Act, the PIA Act, which eventually became a bill,
a law.
A law. I mean, it was signed. The PIA bill that became an act was signed into law.
We thought it was
related, but people didn't know that in between there are some other things. Now we eventually got to the point where subsidy had to go. Subsidy had gone during former President Buhari's tenure, and this statement now has generated a lot of controversies. And I'm sure by the time callers would descend on midnight to be Sunday, so subsidy has gone. It was removed by law by the National Assembly. But Buhari, in his own wisdom, knew subsidy is gone. And so many people have quarreled with that particular statement.
Till tomorrow.
So many people have quarreled with it.
If I may add quickly, you know, on several other shows that I've had to comment on this issue. This is one of I thank you for bringing that up. This is one of the things I've had to correct a lot of people. So the way I put it is that Nigerians removed subsidy.
Yeah.
Why do I mean so? The people that are in the National Assembly spoke for us to say that subsidy should go by the end of December 2022.
Some advice, maybe
what that would have done would have been different. What that would have done was to now go back to the National Assembly and request for another 6-month extension.
Yes, which
is again kicking the can down the road. We will just continue to extend the evil day. Because that is what every other president have done. When you try it, the people react, you say, okay, we'll do it tomorrow. That tomorrow never comes. Now we are faced with
check. And this is the Voice of the People FM, 90.3 on your dial. Citizen Jones, he is Murphy Abadoni and Franklin Onobe. Yeah, gentlemen, the Yoruba say, Ijo tabari bi, Ijo no longwole. Any day we see evil, now that day it go enter ground. All right, another.
This one be like say never enter.
Okay, make you push him. Okay, another takeaway from the chat. The president says borrowing is not a crime.
Yeah, of course, Jones, we've been together for a long while. I've never seen borrowing as a crime, even as individuals.
But we never borrow. That's the problem.
The point is...
Me and you.
Yeah, we never borrow. Maybe you never get what you will take to borrow plenty money. You hardly see a very rich man that is not owing one bank or the other. You know? So the point is, borrowing is not a crime. And I even tell people, selling your property is not a crime. And I even tell people, selling your property is not a crime if only you know what to do with the money. We borrow. We have not committed any crime. But what do we do with the money we are borrowed?
You know, the man,
a lot of people quarrel with.
Yeah, the man on the street becomes ill at ease when he hears government to borrow $1 billion.
Yes,
and borrowing again.
You need to, and this is one thing the APC government need to learn to do.
Exactly, I agree with you.
When they were in the opposition, they did fantastically well. They were communication
is the weakness of their government. The major weakness.
Kudos to the live women of this world. Those guys were there 24 hours. Talking to Nigerians in the language.
The same Lai Mohammed became a minister for information and couldn't communicate any further.
So what am I saying? You must talk to the people in the language of APC.
Explain.
Government right from the time of President Muhammad does not communicate very well to the people.
Exactly, I agree 100%.
Now, don't forget, before subsidy was removed, a lot of promises were made. The common man on the street held these things. If subsidy is removed, this is going to happen. This is good. So now subsidy has been removed. If they hear that you now want to borrow again, it calls for concern.
Exactly.
It calls for concern. You and your professors and those economists may understand what you are talking about. You must
the
communicate
common man,
it to
in the
ordinary
language
people.
that the common
Because
man will
you told
understand.
the ordinary persons that once subsidy is removed,
Have you
our problems
found
are solved.
I remember in my in the days of my colleague Frank Olize,
Yeah.
we had been looking for the common man.
Yeah.
To talk to
One
him.
of them is here. You have one here.
Okay, but we want to debrief him, desensitize him, and so on. Okay, Franklin, another takeaway from the media chat. The president says tax reforms have come to stay, but open to negotiations on VAT.
So again, the headline is the president is saying no going back on tax reforms. Because again, like we keep saying, for those of us or those of you in the media, we don't sell news, we sell sensationalism. We try to incite the people. So we sell headlines. So in a body of discussion, we'll pick a statement that will sell the news.
That's all.
And already our northern brothers are already reacting. We will teach the president a lesson. We will do this, we will do that. So these tax reforms have divided the country, as it were, into two equal halves, if I may use that term.
If they are equal.
If they are equal. But it all comes down again to what Comrade Murphy said earlier. Communication. Now, I will not, on this subject, begrudge the government so much, because the gentleman Taiwo Yedele has done a fantastic job. He started talking right from when he was appointed, what they plan to do, what they were doing until the bill came out. And he has, so if Nigerians did not hear, or the politicians now are inciting the people against what has been said over and over, it is now becoming a political war, as we know it will be.
Murphy, recall, these are bills. They are not
laws. No. And they still stand the chance to be negotiated,
and
to be
when
discussed.
When you hear a ranking senator in the country tell you and I, he never see the bills, but yet he made an
arrival.
And he made an uninformed comment. It was bound to incite.
It has become political.
You remember a particular governor, do I remember his name, said they say I don't produce beer, but I take VAT on beer. I won't take VAT on beer. And he said the reform bills were meant to make Lagos and Rivers. Now the VAT regime was meant to make Lagos and Rivers more prosperous. But they are the two leading states in terms of money.
And even with the analysis, the final analysis, Lagos and Rivers are the biggest losers with the reviewed tax sharing formula, the VAT sharing formula. But yet, the people in the north don't want to hear, because their politicians have taken a political side to the bill, and they are now stirring up their people against the whole bill.
Fortunate enough for northern politicians, they lead a group of people who so much believe in them.
Exactly.
The north is one place that they really don't bother about any other thing apart from what their leader says.
Exactly.
Or their political and religious leader serves them. So once the political leader at any point in time is ill informed, the entire people that he leads are ill informed automatically.
It's like putting poison in a pipe.
Yes.
They didn't go poison.
And you see that the northern political elites over time has shown that sometimes they just take certain actions to just please their followers. It's not because they have taken a deeper look into.
I refer to it when I said Marco Rubio, you know. Is it Marco Rubio, former governor of New York, who said politicians will campaign in poetry and govern in prose?
Yes, and that is absolutely true.
All right, Murphy. Mr. President expressed confidence in his security architecture.
Well, like you, I believe you should know, Mr. President is a guru in the game of politics. I think at that level, he has just spoken like a master politician that he has always been. Otherwise, from what we have seen on ground, I expect the president to say maybe there are improvements, and is working towards doing more. But to say that it's impressed with what we have on ground, it is automatically saying that there's no need to improve or do more. So I believe that was a pure political statement. There are challenges, there are economic hardship, and there's no way you can actually detach economic hardship from violence and crime.
Oh yeah.
And that is why recently there's a new group that erupted in the northern part of Nigeria.
Lakurawa.
Nakurawa. So there's no way you can be satisfied with your security outfit and their input when there is serious hunger in town. You must tackle hunger. You must tackle the economic issues. If you tackle the economic issues, naturally the security issues will reduce. There are countries in the world that don't bother so don't spend so much on security.
That is the ones that are fueled by, like you are saying, economic hardship. So for our country, again, is divided into two sides. There's the south, there's the north. So most of the insecurity in the north is an ideology issue. It's not really, yes, economic challenges makes it easy to recruit those people.
Did we see the issues coming?
We saw it a long time ago. So
when you say
and we allowed them,
it's an ideology issue.
The terrorism part of it, like the Boko Haram, the people that most of those people they are well funded. So, for instance, most of the jihadist movements that the countries all over Western world are fighting, they are all, the more you kill them, for instance, I fear this Christmas Day bombing is one of the recipe for future insurgency, because I witnessed my relative bombed by the government. That automatically fuels hatred in my heart against that government. So I will begin to know that is how insurgency is built up. That's why it becomes an ideology issue. It has nothing to do with. I'm not saying it doesn't. It cannot be subtracted. Because, like I mentioned, the economic challenges makes it easy to recruit the people.
All right. Take your time from us, dear listener. It's 20 minutes to 9 in Lagos, and we're looking at takeaways from Mr. President's first media chat. Franklin and Murphy, my people have a saying, make a drop for my language. And I surprised me, say, people like you know here Calabar. My people say, tip.
Even you hear Calabar?
Now
he won't speak.
He won't speak Ibibio.
Okay, Calabar na a whole town, so I know tip. Again, here Yoruba, little drops. Now you take, then fill a whole pot.
Great.
You remember how Boko Haram been start like small picking? Mohammed Yusuf, the leader of Boko Haram, was supposed to be necessary for growth.
Well, I agree.
Necessary for growth.
Well, I agree.
He no good they agreeable to many people.
I agree to the extent.
No. In fact, the president was saying, in effect, no pain, no gain.
Yes, that no pain, no gain. You that is saying no pain, no gain.
In fact,
you must be
an example, a model
of receiving the pain.
I'm telling you.
Why waiting for the gain?
I'm telling you.
If they tell you tomorrow, say the president no get car again, plane to fly, you go clap hand.
No.
Okay.
That is where
I want to get your imagery.
And I want to give it to you.
Give it to me.
When the presidency changed the presidential flights recently.
Flight.
Yes, the aircraft, at least that one they bought.
People complained. And
did you complain?
A lot of people approached me. I said, that is neither here or there. That is a presidential.
It's not for you.
Plane.
It's not his
that
personal
should be
property.
there.
Okay.
And they have told you that the one that was there has been due for change. So this is one of the personal properties of the president. There is no way the president of any nation will not fly. Those are priorities. But beyond that, now we have gone to look for a plane to buy. We have brought it, you are flying. We call.
Well, no. Hold on. Which country they fly every citizen?
No, I said make we chop
make it there affordable to fly.
You don't fly.
So
make we eat ever.
But citizen,
frankly, wait.
President,
make I trash this one out. As we speak, one-way flights to parts of the region are not run by federal government.
But
yes,
again,
I agree.
But
now people we don't chop eba, now they fly.
Exactly.
Like my brother is saying, president say one plane, they don't buy plane for them. They bought yachts.
Yeah.
How do you say yachts?
Yacht.
The president came in, changed presidential fleets from a particular brand of cars to another cars. The vice president say he wants new house. I'm hearing now in this current budget that they just sent to us, there's provisions for renovation. So
that
only
was
them.
All
right. Quickly,
just recently.
Only them.
Wait.
We too need renovation. My house needs renovation.
Jones, does it surprise you that in every year budget there is a provision for change of computers and all that
in the same government that is saying no pay, no gain?
I beg.
The same group of
Mr.
workers.
President said stampedes should be blamed on
organizers.
Organizers, and not on government.
On that one, I agree. So we have people are saying that it's because there is hunger in the land. That is why people are rushing for. That is not entirely true. It is customary that during certain seasons Nigerians do giveaways, and even though, like some have said, in this season maybe it has become heightened because of the hunger in the land, but that should be put on the people organizing
Franklin,
it.
A listener is here. Good morning to you.
My name is Tony. I'm calling from Abuja.
All right, Femi.
I think the people who interviewed, journalists who interviewed the president during the media meeting were afraid to ask questions. They were confused. It is very, very simple that journalists cannot ask president.
Please, what question will you for ask?
If you meet
them.
Look, the president says President Wike is a dangerous thing.
No, ask the question. Ask the question.
Dangerous thing to Nigeria. Minister of Power is not working. Defense is not working.
Ask the question. You are still complaining. You are still complaining. You are still complaining. You never ask questions.
Now you have your opportunity. Send your question now to the president.
All right, I don't hear you. You behave like the journalist. Okay, the line is open now. Let's get talking. We have shared some takeaways from the media chat. We've been saying, make the man talk to us. He don't talk. The last caller.
I hope you keep talking.
The last caller say,
do one and then for 8 years.
All right, I have another listener. Good morning to you. Merry Christmas.
Good morning.
Yeah.
My name is Kidi George. I'm calling from Ago.
Okay.
So, you are supporting the removal of subsidy.
No, don't speak that way. No. Wait, please. I thought you were, hold on. I thought you were listening to us. I'm saying the president. So, which one be my own there?
The Assembly already made the law. They only came to implement it. They should have waited till June 2023. But he came in May 2029. Sorry, on 29th May, he removed subsidy. And the result of that subsidy is still holding Nigeria down to today. And yet, the leader says he doesn't have any regrets. What kind of a leader?
So, which one be my own?
What you have said is what we have said. That's what we said. You are saying what we said.
You are repeating what we said. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. That's what I'm saying. So,
what are you saying? What are you saying in effect?
Yaradua came and made fuel at 72 naira per liter.
We are not talking Yaradua here. You are listening to a different radio. 0700 903 903 903. You are entitled to your opinion, but not to your facts. You can't be entitled to your facts. Another listener is here. Good morning. Merry Christmas to you.
Good morning, Citizen Jones and your guest in the studio.
Welcome, sir.
Good morning.
Compliments of the season.
Same to
and
you.
Happy New Year in advance.
Yes, sir. Same to you.
My name is Peter Ustifo. I'm calling from Abanoja in Ikoton.
Let's go.
On the media chat, let us agree, let all Nigerians agree now that subsidy is actually gone and is gone forever. But let us talk about the implication of this subsidy so far. One, it has made us to know that there's full implementation of PIA, that is Petroleum Industry Act, and thus total deregulation of the oil sector. That's very clear. Then on the last item we just discussed now, that is on the, is it the tax reform bill? You mentioned the tax reform bill.
Oh, yeah.
Or let me say, just that is the campaign itself. The campaign. Yes, let us also agree, as the president said, that it is the campaign was caused not only by hunger. We know it's hunger that made them to go to defense, but the campaign was actually caused by the maladministration of the part control by the organizers. So that is why some of them are in detention now. It is not hunger.
All right, make I stop here. 60 seconds are over. Thank you, Brother Sifo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's take in one or two more calls. 0700 903 903 903. Gentlemen.
As regards the stamp fees, I think it's a two-way thing.
Yeah. Let me welcome this caller. Merry Christmas and welcome.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Citizen Jones.
Same to you, sir.
All right. You mentioned that quickly because of the time. You mentioned the issue of flight. Saying, is this the duty of the president of the country to fly citizens? No. We will fly ourselves, but not from 70,000, 50,000 to 200,000.
Oga, I am talking about the fallout of the presidential chat. You did talk about flight.
Yes, they mentioned flight here. Hold on, Mr. Jones.
No. I beg, no vex. We mentioned specifically 8 issues that came out from the chat. You are telling me about a flight.
So who mentioned flight just now? Oh, the analyst mentioned flight. You mentioned presidential jet. What are you talking about? Well, I'm talking about hardship. That if we can fly ourselves, but the price of the aircraft is too much. We can feed ourselves, but the price of food is too much. Look at ordinary paste of 900. Yesterday I bought it 1,800. Now this is the drama. How much was added to you in your place of work? Because if they gave to you, I was not given. So
all right, thank you. 60 seconds are over. Thank you. 60 seconds are over. Oh, according to a locomotive.
Yes.
Franklin, they say they tell the train, you are going to Aba. You go to Aba, they say you remain Umaya. He say, oh. Hello, another listener is here. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Jones.
Yeah. Let's go.
Very, very smart.
Merry Christmas to you.
Borrowing, but we are not borrowing wisely. That's what I'm saying.
That's a different, that's a different kettle of fish. Yeah. Borrowing is not bad, but if you borrow wisely.
I observe personal observation.
You are speaking to the citizens. You are speaking to the citizens. You are speaking to Nigerians. I don't speak with speaking to Nigerians. I don't speak with braggadocious or a sort of arrogance like I have done it. Yes, we know that you can, but you are not doing it for yourself. You are doing it for Nigerians, and democracy is about the people. If you have good intentions, until the people agree with you, it is as good as nothing. So for me, that is. Thank you, and I hope he continues to speak. This media chat will continue.
All right, gentlemen, thank you for your time. Mafia Badoni, Franklin Onoben.
My pleasures.
Thank you.